Yes, the most popular traditional Chinese medicine-inspired trends include drinking warm water to help with digestion, practicing Tai Chi, and eating dishes like congee. China Maxing went viral after Chinese-American content creator Cherry Ju put out a series on TikTok showing people how to become a Chinese baddie.
Since you're a Chinese baddie, you're drinking your hot water, right? A lot of you guys have been asking me, oh, can I add lemon? Can I add tea? Like, what's the situation? Can I only drink hot water? Absolutely.
While in this post, she explains about apples being boiled for a tea that's meant to help with gut health. Now, US broadcasters have been looking at why the trend is appealing in particular to Gen Z Americans. Some of them are even going through a daily checklist.
Girl, pick up the phone because we're about to become a Chinese baddie. I wrote down a list of the things that we are doing to be a Chinese baddie. Okay, so first we are going to drink hot water every day, first thing in the morning. The girlies say it helps with bloating, it helps your skin. You can put lemon or honey in the water if you want to, or you could just be plain hot water. One girl on here said...
And it's not just about food and drink. This woman here discovered gua sha through China Maxing, and she says her skin has never looked better. While this man here says Tai Chi stretches have really helped with his morning routine, and there are plenty of viral recipes for TCM teas to help with glow-ups. But there are warnings too. This practitioner, for example, is pleased that more people are learning about TCM, but says it's a complex medicine system which requires years of training, and that people must be cautious about what they see online. And there are questions about whether the trend is cultural appreciation or cultural appropriation. But this TikTok user who has Chinese heritage says she's pleased that Westerners are finally catching on to Chinese traditions and embracing her culture. So why is China Maxing so appeal? Well, experts say one reason is a desire for balance away from the hustle culture that countries like the United States have promoted. Many people also now see identity as something global rather than national. They're open to non-Western ideas and have a curiosity about other cultures. China Maxing is a good example of the evolving image that many young people have of China. And I spoke to Dr. Vivian Low, Professor of Chinese History at University College London.
I think they're really engaging with health practices that give them a little bit of autonomy in the sense that, when you're thinking about diet, for example, in the UK, you just get five a day, 5 vegetables or 5 fruits a day, and not much about how to cook it and how to prepare it and exactly what to eat to work on your own physiology. So it gives you a bit of sense of sort of individuality and some power in your own self-care. I think that's what people are looking for. What is a shame, really, is that they tend to be universal recommendations, and the important thing about Chinese medicine is that it can tailor a diet or a medical set of practices to your situation individually, and that's missed, really.
Do you think these are kind of too much of a modern reinterpretation or simplification when it comes to Chinese medicine?
Well, it's not that Chinese medicine can't be simplified. There were always, universal recommendations with certain foodstuffs or acupuncture points for certain effects. But the great virtue of Chinese medicine is that in the hands of a good practitioner, they will be able to look at everything about your health and tailor prescription, a dietary regimen to you personally. And that's, of course, missed online. And the other thing is that Chinese medicine has always been about community. It's about you and your practitioner, but also your mum, your dad, people all around you will have recommendations for you. So it's about sharing. Now, you do share online, but it's being online and looking at those recommendations and those very short videos. It is actually a lonely experience in the end.
What is it about traditional Chinese medicine that works so well on social media? Is it the visuals or is it the self-care element?
I think food is a great resource for social media because it is so visual, and even the treatments like acupuncture not so because the needles are so small, but gua sha and those images of the body that you get with it, the channels, etc. It's visually wonderful and can be terribly colourful. So the words also that are being used, like sharing, liking, the emojis, they're all a natural response to recipes and remedies. It's not only young people, actually. I had a colleague who was working in Shanghai communities with elderly people, and they spent all the time on social media making prescriptions for each other. So it works in the elderly community on social media.
There's a huge following for this China Maxing and this interest in traditional Chinese medicine in America. Why do you think that is?
Well, for one, it's got a massive Chinese community, and it has done for a couple of centuries. So there are the resources there. And I think second and third generation Chinese, they are particularly interested in their heritage, and they find that particularly through food. It's the easiest way. And health practices, I think, just goes along with that.